A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. A first down throw for Mariota. And trying to get it to Ruggs, but it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back in the back 7, phenomenal.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raider sack. Cleveland Farrell able to record his 5th sack of the season.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They snapped that at 1. Now it's Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off around the 27. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
A 2nd down throw here for Mariota. And once more to Ruggs. This time the catch made. He's at the 30. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Henry Ruggs with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Raiders add on to their lead. For Henry Ruggs, he was the fastest runner at the 2020 Combine, ran the 40 in 4.27. That is fast, folks, and that speed in evidence there.
And sometimes you see big plays develop on a route like this, a slant route. And the object, very simple. Get the ball to your receiver in stride. This one was right on the money. He didn't miss a beat. And then it's off to the races, and there he goes.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 40. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Mariota on 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Jacobs. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10. Here's Mariota. And this is caught at the 8. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the silver and black continue to roll. And the route is on here in this first half.
Raiders 42, Monarchs 7.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
25-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis? And the Raiders have got him. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
16-yard line.
So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the second half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators. They sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee you he's been selling this one. We can get it, Coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
First down, Mariota. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Henry Ruggs, 47 yards. And the Raiders are pouring it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken in the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And my goodness, another interception. It's David Arnett picking it off. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Following the interception here, Mariota. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Another try after the first down sack. Mariota throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Third and long here for Mariota. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
10-10 at their own 27-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
15 yards on the play, 1st down.
6-yard line.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
2nd and 11. And now they will throw it with Burrow. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
And as we break it down on next-gen stats, that entire play wound up taking just 2.4 seconds beginning to end. So they were on him in a hurry. Here's Burrow. Going to take a shot for Gallup. And now here is another interception. Picked picked off near the 32. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Mariota now to throw on first down. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Well, they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. To throw is Mariota. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. The safety Marcus May in there on the coverage.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Throwing again, Mariota on 2nd and 10. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Mariota. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Welcome back now here in London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 3rd down, Mariota. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11. Mariota now. And this is going to be incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And as a result, possession switches hands. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. 22 yards there, a 1st down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Amari Cooper, the intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down. Throwing again, it's Burrow. Trying for Cooper again. This time he finds him. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 41-yard line.
Nothing here.
They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. Letting one fly deep for Cooper. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down near the 5. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. And the drive starts with a completion, left side. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And I'll tell you what a bird's eye view I've got here, because that was absolutely something else to watch. Not a lot of wiggle in that. That was catch it and go, and he used those wheels of his to absolutely devastating effect.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
4-yard line.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Jacobs.
From 4 yards out. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win, but one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them, because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating, because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Big play! Big play!
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Here we go! They got a chance, boys. They got a chance.
So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here we go with Williams. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
4th quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on 1st down. They did that, plus 3.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Now, this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Raiders 63, Monarchs 7. Daniel Carlson.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that. Coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Man open left side, it's Williams. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
63, Monarchs 14. Pinheiro set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. A fairly short kick from the 14. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Nice play, man.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts, and in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points.
Money or not. Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block.